Alright, so real quick, I'm going to make a quick video. Got the battery out and got the alternator and the AC pump out. Found out that this was the pipe that goes here to down to that outlet there. And it was sitting up against the block, so it just kind of over time melted and yeah, finally failed. So it happens. Oh well. But I'm gonna fix that. When I pulled the pipe off, it literally sprayed fluid everywhere. Like I drained most of the fluid, and it still had a bunch in it. So that was fun. So this engine bay is gonna get a little bit of a cleaning, and I'm actually gonna do. I don't know. I'm thinking about pulling this engine this week and doing just cleaning it up and possibly resealing it and then putting it back in. Because I know I got to do the timing. I know that's got to be done, but I'm not too worried about that right now. Like I know that it's definitely at its point with the timing belt in there, so that's got to get done pretty soon. I mean, literally, I can put my finger in back here and it's pretty loose and feels pretty dry, but I might be wrong. I could be wrong, but I'll look into that in like a week or so, and then we'll know what's going on. The alternator, just want to say I didn't need to actually pull any of this like brackets and all that out. This didn't need to be out. The only reason I pulled it out was because it made my life a little bit easier getting down to that hose there. And also, I wanted to take a better look at this bracket here, because originally I thought that these bolts were also ovaled out, and they're a little rough. I'm not gonna lie, they're rough, but they're not ovaled out. So that's fine by me. But like on the alternator, those are ovaled out, and this alternator needs new bearings. So like it still charges, but doesn't do a great job. So. And then this isn't getting used. This worked just fine, but I cut these off. This one I cut because I couldn't get it off. The other one I actually got off of there. And that was still good, but because I took that out, I didn't really need that anymore. So it made this look a lot better in here. But now I got this like weird free space over here. So I'm thinking I'm going to relocate this and do here, since it uses the same bracket. It literally uses the same bracket. And then I can get rid of this bracket up here. That's not the same color as the car. So that'll clean that up a little bit. And things like engine mounts and all that are going to get done I'm going to clean up this entire engine bay. And I think while I'm here at this, like if I do pull this engine this week, I'm going to do the back tray back here and pull this tray out, which I gotta cut it out. You gotta do the you gotta cut down in this area down in here and then go back here. But I'd rather have the engine out when I'm doing that rather than anything else. And I'll keep this, and just in case if I decide, I want my rain tray back in and I'm gonna drive this thing in the rain, but I don't drive it in the rain. And I mean, the most I'm going to do is keep my windshield wipers and make a runoff for the water so it doesn't go into places like this, or when this is gone into that giant pit. So I'm going to put metal plates over those and then seal those up. And then same with I have yeah, you can't see in there, but there's a few where the lines ran in to the cabin of the vehicle. So these lines here, these lines that ran into the cabin of the vehicle, there's little spots that I gotta fill in there too, but that'll happen. I'm not too worried about that right now. I mean, I can't drive this right now. I gotta get this hose, and I don't know exactly what I gotta do to acquire this, but I'm gonna figure that out tonight. But other than that, I figured out the leak. I was gonna do a video on it like the day after I made the one video, but it ended up raining for like 3 days straight and snowed like a week before, so it was extremely cold, so I couldn't really make many videos. And yeah, so there's that. But I'll keep you guys updated on this thing. I definitely have some things I want to go through and do. And I just want to say this is not a rusty pile or anything I got like crazy plans for. The battery tray is literally like the rusty spot of this vehicle. All the other rust I've taken care of. Like, this car is in extremely good condition. There's one hole there. There's one hole that I need to take care of. And there's a spot close up to the one of the fenders here. It's either on, yeah, this side here. There's also a hole there, but it hasn't caused me any issues since I cleaned it up and put some more paint on it. So I'm fine with that right now. And then when the time comes that I go through this entire thing, I'll get the rust repaired and then probably send it out and get paint. You know, just get this entire car painted, because it definitely deserves it. I mean, this car has been in my life basically, yeah, my entire life. It's older than me. It's been in my life longer than me. So it's been with the family forever, basically. My mom bought it from a doctor that thought, you know, oh, there's something wrong with it, and he wasn't familiar with cars. He wasn't really that great with, you know, like mechanics and stuff like that. So he didn't really ever get a good somebody that was like gonna give him an honest word. So they kept on telling him he had problems and stuff. And I mean, I could be wrong on my story, but I think that's what happened, if I'm correct. But either way, shape, or form, she got this from another guy that didn't really know much about what was going on with it, and all it turned out to be was a hole in the exhaust. And I don't recommend this, but my mom put duct tape on the exhaust and then drove it for like 2 winters, I think, like that, and it did great, and she loved it. And she put it into the side yard, and it kind of got forgotten about, and everyone kept on saying like, oh, if I win the lottery, you know, I'll fix it. But, you know, like, they thought, you know, they think it's going to take a whole boatload of money to fix this, which, yes, to an extent it will. I mean, all 4 corners, the suspension is blown out. This side isn't that bad, but in the back, like, it's literally, like, the springs in the back are broken. They're literally broken in half, collapsed on themselves. So, but I mean, it's all small things that need to get this thing back on the road, and it's like, it was my driver for 2 years almost, you know, and that was only a year ago, or 2 years ago, or something like that. And then I got an S10 and stopped driving this. But I mean, personally, to be honest, I'd rather drive this. I love this car. But either way, this thing went into our side yard, and then I told my mom, you know, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go fix this thing. And I went at it, and I started working on it, put a new starter in it, a few other parts, and then she kind of was just like, okay, you know, you're putting the time into it. It's your car now, like, here. And ever since then, I've been putting the time into it and fixing it. And so far, like, I have taken out the AC in here because I don't see the point for AC. Same with her. She doesn't see the point with AC, so she was totally fine with that going. I kept the interior. I have the door panels, but I want to redo the like, fabric and all that. So that's going to get redone. The back seats are in good shape. I'd like to get them redone, though. The front seats are absolutely shot, but they'll probably get redone, or I'll replace them with, like, nicer. I don't know exactly what I want to go with in here. I might go with something that's, like, I don't know, off a better edition Volkswagen or something like that, if I can, if there's something out there. I don't know. I haven't really researched any of that because I'm not worried about that right now. But I took out the carpet. There wasn't too many issues. Like, it would leak a little bit and get a little bit, you know, like, wet. And yeah, moldy, but it wasn't a huge issue. And then finally one day I just decided, I was like, okay, this car kind of stinks a little bit, and the floor's really wet. So I took a razor blade and just started going at it on the floor. And now there's no carpet, and so pulled everything out, and then painted it black. And I actually really like it. So, and eventually it will get the interior will get redone, and I'll actually do, I'll like get all that paint off and all that, and do sound deadening and all that, so that way it's actually a good drivable car. So, I mean, there's a few things that are a little sketchy driving this thing. That's always been a little sketchy, but I mean, it's an old car. You can't really expect much from an old car, especially one that's been, I mean, this one's been maintained now, but like in the early 2000s, this thing didn't really get maintained too well. Like, it got maintained, but like it would go overdue on like oil changes and like needing a tune up, and it would just sit for long periods of time, and I don't know, I wasn't a fan of it, so I took it, and now it's here, and it's doing great, and I love it, and I think I'm gonna update that engine now, like I was saying, because it deserves it, and it also runs like crap right now, and I know I could just need to do like all the timing components and like, spark plugs, because I haven't done those in like a year and a half, but I don't care. I'm just going to go overboard and fix this whole car, or fix this whole engine, not the whole car. That's not in my realm of money I have right now, so big no on that, but this engine at least, I can fix the engine at least. I'll just reseal it, put it back in, maybe throw some paint on it and clean it up nice, go from there. So yeah, that's gonna be that's the plan. I hope you guys stick around and enjoy watching it, because I'm gonna put up videos of it and keep you guys updated. So have a good day, guys. Get your projects done, and I'll see you later.